Yep.
All right, man, we are back. It's time for the big kahuna today, The Nun 2, 2023, rated R, 1 hour, 50 minutes. Horror mystery thriller, 1956, France. A priest is murdered, and evil is spreading. Sounds like I'm about to start.
That's it?
No.
Oh.
The sequel to the worldwide smash hit follows Sister Irene as she once again comes face to face with Valak, the demon nun. So there we go. And it's in my favorite universe for horror. It's in that Conjuring universe. The same shit keeps happening, and so I love this shit. And yeah, let's get this going. So before we go any further, it's always nice to do a bullet. Yes.
You ready? It's slog.
So that sounds negative to me. So
It sure is negative.
okay, so explain.
This movie is not scary. I did not even flinch once.
Uh huh.
As a matter of fact, I laughed quite a bit.
Uh huh.
It's just, I don't know. It's weird because you look at this movie and from like a set design standpoint and stuff like that, it's really, it's beautifully done. But then the movie itself is, I mean, I didn't like the first one either when I watched it. It's just,
Okay.
it's like a children's version of something scary. And also, like, the scariest part of the Catholic Church is the Catholic Church. There's no need to introduce any of this other shit.
All right. Well, my one word is oh damn! Shit. I think I forgot to think of a one. I'll say my one word was consistent.
So it's the same as the other one?
Well, no, it's consistent in the universe. I actually liked it better than the first Nun movie. I thought it was on track with being more scary. It was some scary moments for me. Anytime they were in them dark ass catacombs and them damn light, them eyes would be all, and you know you could barely see the nun like standing over people's shoulders. That shit was okay. So, so it did the job for me in a couple of places and stuff. It's that subtleness that that really got me. You know, and though in the universe when I saw Frenchie, I'm like, oh shit, that's Frenchie. You know, and, you know. They were in the school, but it's all that like, oh my God, when that creature was at the bottom of the stairs, you know what I'm saying? He's like, you know, I was loving it. So I enjoyed this shit. So let's hit those spoilers and so we can get it on.
Do you want to know who's in this movie?
Oh, I'm so sorry. We still spoilers, but yes, please.
Taissa Farmiga, that's the lady who's the adult version of Irene. And I'm like, she's in this movie for like a brief second when she has a flashback. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's not even in this movie. She's just in a scene where like the younger version of herself is like flashing through.
Isn't she the head nun?
Mm-mm.
What did you say her name was?
Taissa Farmiga. That's or whatever her name is. I'd have a hard time saying her name. That's the wife.
Oh, whoa. Who played Lorraine? Is that who you talk about?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm confused.
That's
I must have missed
her name. She's this is the young version of her.
Okay.
And so Margot Bonazzi is the one who plays the young version. Jonas Bloquet is Maurice. It's like, don't know. Bloquet. Storm Reed. That's an amazing name. Sister Deborah. Anna Popplewell. Bonnie Aarons. That's the demon nun.
Yeah.
Then a bunch of other people who don't really matter, I suppose.
Yeah. Storm Reed. I've seen her in something else before.
I have too. What is she in? She plays the daughter or something in.
Oh, she
in
was
something.
Wrinkle in Time, and she's been in Euphoria.
That's what I know her from. Euphoria. She's the little sister in Euphoria.
I've never seen Euphoria, but I didn't even see Wrinkle in Time. But you know,
but she's just got that face you remember.
Yeah, she was in The Invisible Man. Oh, she was a little girl that was getting her ass whooped. You know, that got slapped and right. She thought the lady slapped her. And then when you think about it, that was nothing but just a white man that wanted to slap a little black girl. He needed to get massacred because that's all that happened in that scene. Piece of shit. Also, she was in Suicide Squad. She was she was Idris Alba daughter. You remember when he was
Okay.
visiting, they started cussing each other out and stuff. That scene was hilarious. Everything about that movie is hilarious. But I digress. Let's get back onto it here. So let's see, man. You know, we're back at the Abbey, and everything is
Yep.
cool. And we see these little girls running around, and I don't know, Tiff. I knew instantly they was pieces of shit.
Oh yeah.
You know, they go collect the roaches, bring them in there, throw them in there. And the sister goes crazy, the principal, and I'm like, wow, that was some evil shit to do to somebody. Not even funny. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I think, also if you've got roaches in the basement that bad, they're all over. You'd be fine. You just be like, just another day. just another day in the dump.
Yeah, it was pretty shitty, right?
So the girls' school is not an abbey. It is just a girls' school.
I thought it was used to be an abbey.
Nope, it's just got a chapel because that was pretty common.
I thought they said it was this and it was that. It was like I thought it was an abbey, then it was like a winemaker. Now it was a school. When they
Maybe.
went to the little history.
They do have the wine in there.
Yeah, I think it was an abbey, then it was a winery, then it was the school.
A shitty school.
Shitty school.
And those little girls are little pieces of shit. Oh, yeah. I really hoped one of them would die, but alas, this movie is quite gentle with the killing.
Well,
nobody dies.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
Who died?
Yeah, the nun, remember all the blood and all that stuff? The nun had chewed up on somebody, man. Let's keep moving. It'll come to me.
So there, and then the other part is with Sister Irene is at the Abbey. And a cardinal comes and is like, we need you again because the evil didn't get sealed. The blood of Jesus apparently ain't doing shit.
Yeah, because they're in that one town and the poor preacher get burnt up and, I'm like, what'd he do?
The scariest part of this movie for me was when that little kid was carrying that shit down the stairs. I was like, this little fucker's going to drop it. I mean, it did explode, but not because he dropped it.
He kicked the ball. Something wanted his ass down there, boy. I was gracious.
So it was waiting for him in the dark.
He didn't even get it. It got to preaching, So.
Yeah, and then later, okay, so they're at the Abbey, and they want Sister Irene to talk to Sister Deborah because she doesn't want to go to confession. And then the cardinal comes and he's like, hey, it's back. Can you help us again? And she's like, no.
You know what got me? How he was sitting there eating like a meal.
Eating the delicious food or whatever.
Like he had hoes serving him. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, I feel like that's pretty accurate. And then she bows and is like, your excellent eminence of Catholic churchery.
Yeah. And the preacher who should have been the expert, he's dead. So I
liked him in the first one. So I was disappointed that he wasn't coming back for this one, but
yeah. So
he's very much just written out. They're like, yeah, he bit it.
Yeah. So all they got to know is Irene, who was nothing but the sidekick in the first movie.
Yeah. Yeah. And she's, super holy. And so they're like, can you go help us? And so she does. She goes to the town.
She did, because I would have been like, do you know what the hell happened last time? No.
But to be fair, if you are extraordinarily, well, if you're a nun, I'm surprised she said no, because if you're a nun and your mission in life really is to be in service to God, then you would need to kill the ultimate evil.
But old Tifflebot, I was in law enforcement, and you could have pointed me at a whole bunch of dark alleys and said, go in there and find what you can find. I'd have been like, shit. No, sir.
I feel like that's a little bit different.
Oh, no.
Because people who are, I know, but if you're really devout, who cares if you die? You're going to go to your ultimate paradise.
Hey, I always used to be the first in the door, man, and the last one to leave. So I don't want to hear that shit. But you're not going to show me the actual danger and be like, there it is. And matter of fact, go on it by yourself.
So she's like, okay, I have to.
She takes a little sidekick with her.
Well, she sneaks on. Because she's like,
right.
She was like, because Sister Deborah is
she was
sort of
impressed with her.
conflicted in her faith. Sort of conflicted in her faith. She's not. She's like, I don't see that. Like, oh, turning the water or turning the wine into the blood of Christ is just a bunch of mumbo jumbo. And then Irene's like, well, I think
Because
this.
she was forced to be a nun. Her daddy just
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
And so Irene says, I just think it's dangerous for you because you have to really, have faith in all this stuff or it's going to get you. And I was like, I don't know about that. It seems like even if you don't have faith, it's going to get your ass. Because in that first one, you were pretty devout and so was that other guy and you got fucked up.
Man, when they buried his ass in that graveyard, I was like, what the fuck? I wake up.
I think it's the best part of the movie with all the bells were ringing. So I was like, oh, that's pretty tricky. I like that.
Frenchie's back. I love Frenchie in the first.
Yeah, Frenchie's
he's so charming.
Doing some evil shit.
Well, Frenchie didn't even know he was doing evil shit. He did, but we knew that Frenchie was fucked up from if you watched The Conjuring.
Right. Movie. We saw the little stinger.
Right. We all, and he's been in other movies and even in stingers in other movies as being like possessed and stuff like that.
Rich. Okay. So question about that.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the first Nun, they show the scene from The Conjuring where they're doing
the
exorcism, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, it happened.
It didn't. No, it didn't happen.
It happened in another movie. I think it.
So he's still possessed.
Well, he ended up dying after they got the demon out of him. I don't know which.
Okay,
I don't remember which movie it was, but they did show the whole thing, and I think
this part is just his. Is he still carrying around that demon?
No, he's dead.
I know, but in this movie, at the end,
nobody knew he had.
They're like,
yeah.
What? So the demon's still inside of him at the end.
At the end of this movie?
Yes.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Because they tell you ends up killing his wife, and then they exorcise a demon out of him. But at that point, boom, boom, boom. So yeah, French.
You can't trust any of these motherfuckers who've been possessed, apparently, because it just keeps going.
You've been possessed. I said we got to put you down now.
Yeah, I wouldn't. The thing about it is that, when the little girl runs up and hugs him, I'd be like, I don't trust your ass anymore. So they're in that town in France.
Oh, he's definitely possessed because it's Lorraine that ends up exercising his ass finally and stuff. Mm-hmm. That's in the 70s and stuff. So yeah, he's super possessed. Yeah, for sure. So so go ahead. He's in this town and
so he's in the town and he's working at the school and he's friends with the little girl because he wants to bang the mom. But then Sister Irene comes.
She's strangely not attractive. I was like, ooh.
I don't think she's unattractive, but so Sister Irene comes to the town, and she's in looking into what's happening. She doesn't realize that it's
now. You didn't
Maurice.
find these scenes in when she was chasing a little boy down them dark alleys. That shit wasn't scary. I know that shit was scary. Yeah, that shit was scary.
No, I was just like, okay, this is a thing that's happening.
Oh, that was scary, especially with the magazines blowing on that rag.
No.
She come out there like, cling! I'm like, ah!
She gets she passes out, and Sister Deborah helps her. Sister Deborah's doing a lot of the heavy lifting in this.
I wouldn't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if she gets some kind.
She gets her own movie.
Yeah, because she's a phenomenal little actress, and she can definitely carry even the scenes that she was in. She was carrying her scenes.
Well, because she was like, so then Sister Irene's like, you shouldn't have come, and then she's like, I helped you in the alley.
Yeah.
I figured out. She's like, where have I seen this symbol before? And then Sister Deborah's like, in the fucking picture. So they figure out okay, it's all connected to Maurice.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we got to find him. Coincidentally. So it's not coincidence because the priest dies in this town.
Right.
And that's because Maurice is in the town.
So going back a little bit. So when them bully girls locked that little girl in the shitty part, that wasn't scary to you?
No.
That was scary as hell to me, boy.
No. But also I want to talk about that because I'm like, they're they sneak in there.
Yeah.
And then they're looking at the goat.
Yeah. That's the whole
and
that goat, that ram is been the same demon in all the movies.
Mm-hmm.
All of these kind
of these movies feel very much part of my problem with these movies is that the fighting has a lot of it's too much actiony. It feels I said this feels like an Indiana Jones film, kind of. Got fucking the shining that light through the goat's eye and having it show you where the relic is.
That's fine. That's fine.
Some Indiana Jones bullshit.
Right.
Very
good movie.
But I know I love Indiana Jones. But Indiana Jones is scarier when that guy's face melts off. So there's this part of the chapel, or the part of the school is a chapel, and it's closed off because the headmistress of the school's son died in there, but also because it's fucking falling apart.
And not only that, then the headmistress goes in there. God damn.
Yeah, all these people keep going in there like, what the fuck are you doing?
I was like, God.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay, that was the one part that was like probably the most gruesome. No, it wasn't scary. When that kid popped around the corner with his little dark eyes and red lips, I laughed so fucking hard I thought I was gonna die. But she's in there.
Robot ain't normal, man. This shit is scary. she watched too much shit, and it ain't scary to her no more. Look, my big ass, and I'm sitting there and I'm hollering the whole time. I'm telling y'all.
Well, she's in there and she's like, Jean-Pierre, or whatever her kid's name is, and it's like, lady, you know he's dead. Man. And even if he weren't dead, he would certainly be older than a small baby. Yeah. You are a fool, and you deserve to have your head smashed.
She got effed up.
Yeah, she did. And then, okay. So here's one of the parts of the movie.
Right, somebody died right there.
That's true. You're right. You are correct. So then the lady, the mom, is like walking down the hallway, kind of absently-mindedly looking at her stuff, and I'm like, where are you going in this hallway? It ends in that fucking closed chapel.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Yeah.
And then she goes in there and finds her dead ass body.
Girl was going up them stairs and thought she saw her mama going up the stairs, and she followed her up there. That wasn't scary. Oh no! Hey y'all, children, it was scary as mama.
I think that if you,
it was scary.
It might be. This might be just for a certain horror fans. You know what I mean? Like,
it was scary.
It was scary. It's just defending it to its death again. Like, so this movie does a lot of things where like it pans in and out, and like the little girl also is just like strangely not scared, because I will say that like while watching this movie I was not scared, but if I opened a door and there was a creepy nun in a hallway, the girl doesn't even make a peep. She's just like, I would be screaming my ass off.
Yeah, that nun was creepy as hell. So
she is really creepy looking. Yeah. But so Irene comes.
Yeah.
And she's like, well,
because all hell was breaking loose, right? The nun was going crazy. She was floating around and shit. She had you're like, oh, fuck is on.
So they're like,
shit, you know.
Well, because Maurice and the mom are like having a little dance, and then they all see the nun.
Yes.
And he's like, we got to get out of here. Yeah, and then one of my favorite, I think that is maybe one of my favorite scenes in the movie is when she's like, get away from them.
Right.
It's you. Yeah. You're the worm.
Yeah.
So they tie his ass up, and
he got out of that. Like,
you can't contain him. Can't contain him.
Like nothing. I was like,
and then they go in. Okay.
Yeah.
Now here's one of the major problems I have with this movie. It's not even that. It's not. I guess major is a bit of a overstatement.
Okay.
So as we know, on the train ride in,
yes,
she tells Deborah, "You can't come, or I don't want you to come, because if you're not completely devout, this is dangerous." They're in the hallway, and she says to a little girl,
yes,
and her mother, "Come with me. I need your help." Real quick though, are you extremely devout Catholics? Because otherwise,
I guess at that point, Tifobot, it's just on. You know, it's like
yeah. But the thing about it is that we know from the previous movie and also whatever that like it just needs a living vessel,
right? But I think it has.
So the more living vessels that you have around,
well, it chooses one person to do his duties, and it already chose Maurice, and it was doing his duties.
But when they get it out of Maurice, where's it going to go?
Oh, it's going to go to somebody, right? Because
it
normally does the puke thing from mouth to mouth, you know, a bunch of
the little snake gets in. That I mean, and then maybe that's why we know that Maurice is still possessed, because the snake still didn't come out.
I'm telling you, Lorraine exorcised him finally. He dies through that exorcism. So we know even though Maurice is sitting there, like that nun, like I'm still here, motherfuckers.
Yeah. You're never gonna win.
Right.
But they go in there and they're getting another relic because the blood of Jesus wasn't enough. So now we need the eyes of a saint, which I don't know how that's more powerful than the blood of Christ, but that's fine.
Yeah, when she that up and
it's the eyeballs
of
Saint Lucy.
Yeah, that was stupid. Yeah,
and I thought so. Like they're in this little container, and like Catholics do have relics of saints, like their finger bones and shit like that. So they have that little container that has the eyes in it.
Yeah,
and she's holding it up to him.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Arr!" And then he grabs it.
Yeah.
So it's not really effective or whatever. I thought they were going to take those eyeballs out and put them in his mouth.
Or stick them in his eyes, right?
Right, something like that. But then while this whole thing is happening, the goat has come out of the stained glass window.
Yeah.
And it's chasing the little girls.
Yeah.
And I will tell you what I wanted to happen.
What did you want to happen?
So they're chasing the girls. And by the way, if you want to hide from Satan, just duck behind a wall.
You wanted the
he can't find you.
The bullies to catch it, huh?
I did. So when she crawls through the little hole, I wanted them to pull her back out. No head.
I wouldn't have been upset because they were such pieces of shit, even though they was girls.
And that would have just been way scarier. Like, so they're in there and they're like, this evil goat is so easy to hide from. Like, you know what I mean? Then they chases them to the chapel and they just put like a piece of wood. And it's like, that's how you keep out Satan, a little bit.
Oh, you took about
rotten wood.
Oh no, he got in that room.
When he got through the hole and got her in the shoulder.
Yeah. So,
and I was like, okay, I wish more of that would happen.
Yeah. So the nun is floating in the middle of the room. The wine explodes, which looks like blood and stuff like that. And you know, the struggle ensues. And I don't even remember how they end up defeating the nun at that point.
So that's wine. It's regular wine.
Yeah.
But they pray over it.
Oh, they turn it. It was
and they turn into the blood of Christ. Yeah. It's now it's the blood of Christ because they believe.
Smart.
It's not a bad. You're right. So, and I will say again that like this movie is made with like I didn't care for it. It's not my type of movie. It's not scary to me. But the intention behind the film is obviously there because the acting is good.
Yeah.
The set design is good. Yeah. I do not like the sound design because I am of the mind that more silence is scary than like music that sounds like it's from a Marvel movie and like the sound of like that. It would be more scary to me.
Scary to me.
If they just moved their heads and it didn't make any noise. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like the things that you notice in the background are scarier when they don't make weird noises. So like anyway, she's like praying and you know they catch her on fire.
Yeah.
All the wine comes in and you know, she's dead. So and then Maurice is cured.
He's not.
As I've learned from you, he is still possessed.
Maurice is still a threat.
They just let him walk off into the countryside. I think I'd be like, listen, Maurice, I have some problems. And I think one of them is that you need to be dead.
Maurice, I got a problem and it's you. Got to go.
I'm so sorry. Or I suppose you could come to the Abbey and just be like in the Abbey until we can make sure you're fine. But you would just trust that person was okay.
Look, that nun killed all the nuns in the first Abbey, right?
Sure did.
All of them.
There's nobody's safe.
Right. So shit. What you gonna do? Right? So So anyway, my favorite horror genre right now is that universe, and we can just keep going with that shit.
I thought The Conjuring is a good movie.
Oh yeah. Scary shit. Especially with that.
Scary and good.
Clap.
These ones I just wasn't scared.
Oh, I like them.
I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, there are other ones that's scarier than this one for sure, but you know, more. I like it more.
The Nun 3, nunnier. When we were talking last night about how I was like, oh, I have to watch The Nun.
Yeah.
2. And our friend was like, oh, is that Whoopi Goldberg? That's not so bad. And I was like, are you talking about Sister Act 2? And then my friend Jesse was like, I will give you $200 if you just show up to the show tomorrow, having watched Sister Act 2 and pretending like you knew that was what it's going to be about. I love Sister Act.
Yeah, but that would never happen with you.
Oh, I couldn't. I couldn't do that to you, but I do love Sister Act.
I don't. So,
Ooh,
I don't. I could care less about Sister Act 1 or 2. You know.
I'm gonna watch. I like
And I
both
know
of them.
people love those goddamn movies. So, you know, I think
I like was like watching a lot when I was a kid. Yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
So, man, I think that's it. That's all. We came and we got some Spooky Down Part 2. So I'm loving this, and we're gonna keep on rolling this month. That's pretty much our Christmas time, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we'll just keep rolling for the rest of the month.
Special Christmas.
Indeed. So I'm the host of Fans of Patrol. My name is Montego. With me is my wonderful co-host, Ms. Tipplebot. Next week we got more spooky on the way, and
Mm-hmm.
say goodbye.
No one is coming to save you.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is. I hope it's scary, and I hope it ain't a hack and slash. I can't stand
I don't think so.
Okay, good. So I just don't care. I just don't. I'm always like, just kill him, get a gun and shoot his ass. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, and then when they shoot him and it don't work, you're like, oh come on, man.
But you're like, there's none that keeps
Oh
coming
yeah,
back.
I like the
Delicious.
creepy people. You know? Say goodbye to the people, Tim.
It's been a pleasure as always.
All right, until next week, we will be on
On
patrol.
patrol.